Hey there, and welcome back to the OBM Show, the podcast where we go behind the scenes with real online business managers building intentional, impactful businesses on their own terms. So today, I am talking with the wonderful Andrea Ventim, an accredited OBM who went from burnout and uncertainty to building a booked out business supporting top coaches in the personal development space. So before stepping into the OBM world, Andrea spent years behind the scenes managing events, coordinating high touch programs, and supporting high level clients in one of the biggest personal development brands out there. We're not going to name any names, but after years of pushing herself and always being on, the burnout became impossible to ignore. She knew it was time to build something on her own, something more stable, more sustainable, and aligned with the life she wanted next. So in this episode, we're talking about what it really takes to go from, I'm not sure I'm qualified, or in Andrea's case, like, I know I'm qualified, but can I do this, to confidently running your own business, from battling imposter syndrome to discovering her niche and saying yes only to full body yes clients. Andrea shares what this journey has looked like in real life, and now she's doubled her income while working fewer hours and feeling in control. Let's dive in. Hey, Andrea, welcome.
Hi.
I'm really excited. In fact, when I was interviewing you for OBM School, I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is going to be an amazing day in the life interview at some point down the road. So I'm really excited to have you here.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Because honestly, I think I watched every day in the life on your YouTube channel before I signed up for a call with you. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited for this
And
like full circle.
that's why we do these things, because I think it's really important to recognize that everybody's journey is different and everybody makes this their own. Yeah, even before this call, we were talking a lot about like your 17 years of experience and like professional development and how it's made you such an invaluable asset to your team members, but also that you're discovering that entrepreneurship really is this personal growth journey that's pulling you as you have this solid booked out OBM business, which just makes my heart
Yeah.
sing, that now you have the time and the space in your heart to start to think about, what are the other things out there for me? Or maybe I can, create a lead magnet that does this, and maybe I can appeal to this kind of client. So it's such a luxury to have that insight about
Absolutely.
yourself.
Oh my gosh. And I think back to myself a couple of years ago, and I was just so burnt out and
Yeah.
so desperate to figure out what was next. I felt so stuck for so long. And now that so much of that weight has lifted, I do have this freedom for creativity to think about what is next. Like it just, my perspective has totally changed.
Yeah.
Honestly, really
Yeah.
has.
It's amazing to me because, it's really easy for me to like sniff out a good OBM. And obviously, like, I think it's important to put a caveat out there that you came into the OBM role with a ton of OBM experience. So can we just speak
Totally.
to that for a second? Because I really know in myself, I saw it in you, I see it in our top OBMs, and I will call you
Mhm.
one of our top OBMs. This sort of like almost like a denial of your skill set. Like you
Yeah.
that OBM is a good role, but you're still holding back. So I'd love to speak to that because I know that that will resonate with listeners or people who are watching this on YouTube thinking, well, can I really do this? Are my transferable skills really where they need to be? So can you speak a little bit to what that
Yeah.
felt like for you?
Totally. So I've always kind of saw myself as like the jack of all trades. Like I've just always been really good at a little bit of everything. Like you want me to DJ your event? Sure. Want me to set up your speakers? Sure, I'll do it. You want me to do your accounting?
I
Sure.
know.
Marketing, literally I previously did almost everything, which somebody who was a mentor of mine in the past really said, like, you have great CEO like experience. Like your background is going to kill it one day as a CEO. But
Wow.
I was so stuck for a really long time, and I had such imposter syndrome, and I was just afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone. Even though I knew, like, growth is only beyond your comfort zone, I was still scared. Can I say shitless? Like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah, yeah.
was, and it took, I don't know exactly what it was. I think it was, like, feeling this intuition in me said, like, "There's something more for me out there." And once I started poking around the internet and I came across you, I just said, like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is my next step. It may not be my forever,
Yeah.
but I trust Sarah. I think this is for me. Like, this has got to be the next thing because I have all the skills she's talking about. I'm just not labeling myself this,
Yeah.
and I haven't figured out how to market myself. But if she can hold my hand and help me do this, I'm in.
Yeah. And I was like, you're in, you're not going anywhere. Well,
Absolutely.
truthfully, like it really was, this girl's got to get in here. You got to get in. And honestly, like I get it too. It's very nerve-wracking when you're making the decision to go all in on yourself and start this
Oh,
business.
totally.
And one of the things I love that you mentioned there was that this is not necessarily the final stop. So, and I realize this in my own OBM business. There are so many iterations. Andrea, you could very well scale a team, keep the OBM business running.
Right.
You could very well scale an agency. You could start creating products under the OBM umbrella. Like, because I think when you're first starting, you're so freaked out about getting those first few clients that you can't see beyond. And then once you're fully booked out,
Absolutely.
which,
Yeah.
okay, so tell me, how long did it take you to get fully booked out?
No time at all,
Which time at all?
honestly. Like, and that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear
I
was
was
telling
like,
people
no, is
in
this your
my
biggest fear? You're so well
I
connected.
know.
Put yourself
I
out there.
I just was really afraid, I think, of rejection, to be
Yeah.
honest. I was afraid of, I think because I worked for this very popular speaker and coach, that a lot of people had this idea that my life must have been perfect and that that environment was perfect. And for a long time, I thought it was. And
Hmm.
it maybe was perfect for me for a period of my life. But
Hmm.
as I grew into a mom and I saw my life changing, what I wanted and needed changed along with it. And there became a time where I didn't love it anymore. And I just didn't feel this fulfilled, desire to get up and get on my computer every day. I was just so in a routine. I was just really, really stuck and just generally unhappy.
Yeah.
And I hated that. I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be that example for my kids. And so that's really when I knew like I have to change something. But because I was in a one role for so long, and while my role within that team changed a lot over the years, I worked with the same group of people for over 15
That's
years. And
crazy.
so, which is really uncommon. And
Yeah.
I'm very aware of that. But I don't know if I pigeonholed myself or I feel like they pigeonholed me, but like doing anything outside of what I had been doing felt really scary. And so for me, I don't know if you had encouraged me or how this worked, but basically, I remember I told myself, I'm going to tell a few people. So I told like a very small handful of people that I trusted that I knew loved me and were going to support me no matter what. And one of them in particular, I'm just so grateful for him. He was over the moon stoked for me, like just a really good friend. Happened to be in town. We met up and I told him what I was doing. Literally that night, he called me and said, "Hey, I have a client for you. Like, I need you." I'm not kidding.
I believe,
That
no, I believe
night.
it. I believe it. That's what I tell people.
And
It's always through someone you know. That's how you get your
absolutely.
first client. And if you don't talk about it, you don't put it out into the universe, hey, the universe ain't going to work in your favor. So I love this
Absolutely.
story. Tell me more. So he
It was so
aligned
the
you
like,
with a
literally, he
client.
called me. He called me and he said, "I was in a meditation with my friend today, and I came out of this meditation and I realized I needed to connect you with her because she is looking for somebody on her team who is exactly like you. And you just told me that you're looking to take your skills and make something else happen." He's like, "I think you guys need to meet. You live 10 miles from each other, which is unheard of in this small
Yeah.
town in Hawaii."
Yeah.
And she has been a client of mine ever since. And she's one of my favorite people. But if I hadn't trusted him and trusted the universe that this was going to work out, I could have quietly just told somebody else or taken the class and sold myself short. And I didn't.
I love that. I think that's incredible. And it really speaks to, I think, just the universe and manifestation. I mean, that's as woo as I get, but I'm like really and truly, you need to say these things out loud. You have to, this is such great advice, Andrea, because you have to find people that you trust to confide in because it's
Mhm.
part of getting out of the brunt that you're in, getting out of a mindset of an employee, which is crazy to me because when we met, you had been working for this professional development business as an employee, but essentially working as an OBM type role, because obviously you were doing a lot of different things. They were shifting you around a lot. And it was just so interesting because it's not about the skill set. You can do the job, but it's like, can you find clients? Can you make this work for yourself? So if there was something you could say to that younger Andrea, what would that have been?
Oh gosh. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Hold on. I would say honestly, go for it sooner. And just trust that the people that you're going to tell are really going to support you. Because
Yeah.
I have found that when you tell people your dream or what your goal is, most people want to support you, whether they can connect you with the right person or help provide the resources or just cheer you on, whether that's liking your social media post or forwarding somebody else. Because I've had neighbors when I've told them, oh, yeah, I'm making this career change. And they're like, hey, send me your website link. I have someone, I know tons of people who need people like you. And
Wow.
it has just been these casual conversations. I never had to do hardcore marketing. I don't think I've sent a single email actually out marketing myself. It's been all word of mouth. Every single client I've had has been referred to me, and all of my clients have referred me to other people for
Yeah.
projects or whatnot.
Yeah. So you have 3 solid retainer clients, and then you do projects when you have
Mhm.
time as needed, it's like a chef's kiss type
It
setup.
has been the best, and I've been able to say no to clients that I knew were not a good fit for me, and I've been pretty picky, and that was something that I remember some of my other cohort members, we were chatting about stuff in the beginning, and in the beginning, there's a lot of fear, and there's this feeling of, "I'll take anyone I can get."
Scarcity, yeah. I'll just take what I
But
can get.
for me, I always
You're like,
knew
"No,
that if
no,
I
no.
was doing this
I'm not gonna do that."
no, I said, I'm doing this on my terms. And I remember writing out, 'cause I am big into the woo woo, but I wrote out exactly what do I want my days to look like? What
Yeah.
kind of clients do I want to work with? And I wrote a list of 20 different clients in particular, one of whom I might be signing on in the future, which is kind of crazy. But the types of people and the qualities that they have, as soon as I did that, I also recorded it as an affirmation. I would listen to it every day.
Wow.
These people just started coming to me. I didn't have to do much. I just had to put the energy out into the universe, and it just happened.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I love that recording of the affirmation.
Totally.
Because it's really important to stay on track, right? So I love this recording, the affirmation, but even having the why, I always have my why in front of me. Your why
Mhm.
evolves, it changes, but any decision that I make or when I'm really, thinking, is it should it be like this or should it be like that? I go back to my why. I'm like, does this serve my why? If it doesn't, then it's a no for me. It's no for
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah. And I think having that keeps you true to who you are and you
Yeah.
stay in integrity with your values and what's important to you. And there's not enough people out there who unfortunately do that. A lot of people are
Yeah.
chasing a
Look at
paycheck. And while paycheck's important, you got to feed your family and you need to be able to support yourself. I think there's enough people out there, especially OBM clients, where you can wait for the right one.
yeah.
Because for me, I only needed 2 yeses before this became my full-time job, and I could leave my old position. And so I was like, "There's 2 I can find 2 people.
Yeah.
There's how many people on this planet? I can
Yeah.
find 2."
And look
And
at
so
them.
peop
One is 10 miles from you.
I know, which
Hawaii.
is absolutely insane. Yeah, and it's been such a wild ride, but I'm so grateful. It's been great.
Yeah. So you were getting into with the affirmation, sort of mapping out what an ideal day looks like. And I see you
Yeah.
all the time on Instagram baking, and I'm like, I need to move into Andrea's house. So tell me what it really what does a day look like? Because obviously, same with me, the kids take the priority. It's the summertime now. So maybe
Yeah.
as a summertime edition, because this will probably go live in August, tell
Okay.
me a little bit about what Andrea's summertime OBM work looks like. It's probably not so different from the regular, right? Because you
It's
guys are always
not
at the beach.
crazy different, to be honest. So for us, the best thing I don't wake up to an alarm clock anymore. My kids are my alarm clock, so that's
God.
fine with me. But we're up around 6. From 6 to like 7:30 is really family time. So it's when I'm making breakfast, packing lunch boxes for camp or whatever. And usually by 7:30, 8 during the summer, we're out the door. So if depends if my husband or I are taking the kids to preschool or camp or whatever that is. So 4 days a week, that's what it is. And then from 8 to 9, this is the thing that I really built in. It was me time, having time to exercise, or if I'm making sourdough or whatever it is. Because previously, I was the only person on my team in Hawaii and everybody else was in California. So I would wake up 3 hours behind. So
Mhm.
7 o'clock my time was 10 a.m. and they were rip roaring ready to go. And I'd have a stream of emails and text messages. And
Exactly.
for me, it was so much anxiety, not anyone's fault. It was just
No, it is
the
just,
schedule. And I always put myself last. And then you know how that is as a mom, you're not working out at 8:30 at night. You're just like,
oh, you're
peace
done.
out. No way. Pour
You're
me a
so-
glass of wine. I cannot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was a non-negotiable when I started my business of like I need to have time for myself in the morning. So I have a rule: Mondays, no meetings before 10 a.m. But generally, everyone's out the door by 7:38. I work out or do whatever I need to do from 8 to 9. And then I'll start work around 9:30 or 10, take a lunch break somewhere during the day. And then usually by 2:30 or 3, I'm done for the day.
Nice.
Pick up the kids, might go to the beach or whatever sports they have that day, or dinner with friends. And yeah, I don't work at night anymore. It's a very rare occasion.
Because
Like
when we
tonight, I
spoke,
am.
you were okay. Can we just like juxtapose this to what
Oh gosh.
like before? Because I was
Yeah,
like,
I actually want to talk about it because I think for me, like, again, when I was watching these, what do you call this, OBM Day
a
in the
day in the
Life,
life. Yeah.
I wanted to know. And for me at the time, I was working full time. My son was like 18 months old. I was still
Yeah.
breastfeeding. He
Yeah. I
wasn't sleeping all
remember.
night. And I remember I was sometimes working at night. Like if I didn't have childcare during the day, I'd have to catch up on my normal 9 to 5 in the evening. And then I would have projects or stuff to do for OBM school. And then because of the time difference, I think when I would get up for calls, it'd be like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And I just would
Listeners, this is dedication right here. Andrea's was a dedicated OBM. She was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it work.
totally. But for me, I really told myself, you just put your head down for 6 months, pour yourself some extra coffee, it
Yeah.
will pay off.
It will pay
And
off. And look at
it
you now.
did.
Look at you now.
Totally. Absolutely. Because I
Did you
was
ever
just
have
so
imagined that it would be like this? I mean, because we talked about it and I was like, it's going to be like this. But I was like, I feel like only 75% of Andrea believes me.
I
Despite the experience, despite the
yeah,
connection.
I wanted to believe you so bad. And I remember there are certain hot seat calls where I would like say, okay, give it to me, Sarah. Like I needed a pep talk. And I had to borrow your faith in me at moments in order to believe in myself. That's the truth.
I could be there to give that to you. I was like, this girl's going to make it. She's going to be like on fire.
Yeah. And
Fire.
I was determined. I really told myself when I was going through that class, like all the ladies were so
Yeah. The
amazing.
community is amazing. That is the
But
one
I really said,
thing. Yeah.
like, I'm going to be the one to do it. Like, I'm going full time and I'm doing this at the speed of light
Yeah.
because I have to and I want to.
Because
And if
my
I didn't
why
push it,
is strong AF. You had your kid. I mean,
totally. I had two little kids and like I'm with my daughter, kindergarten, first grade. I didn't get to volunteer like a single time in her classroom, and that broke my heart. And
yeah,
last year I volunteered so much. Like,
that's a really good KPI.
yeah,
An OBM. Am I volunteering? Because I know that too. I just actually just sent my kids camp message and I was like, can you add me to the next? Like I missed this last trip. Like, I'm always around to come on like
totally.
trips. Because I get to also see what's happening here. I'm like, I've never been there before. I want to come too.
Yeah. And so that is the stuff that, like, yeah, maybe it doesn't show up on the accolades and all that, but that was so much more important to me.
Yeah.
And it's been life changing. Like, just the quality of life for me has really drastically changed.
Wow. That's intense. That's like wow, that just it takes me back because it's so I felt like that in my own OBM business. So I'm really glad that I know that other people feel like this.
Mhm.
And I think it's just so important to know that you can do it. Like, it's so crazy. Like, even when I came into this, like, despite having sold even my landscaping company, that would have been enough, or some of the things that I had achieved in my life, but I still felt like, can I do this? So I think it's so important that if someone's listening right now and thinking to themselves, well, yeah, maybe I do have what it takes. Just go with it. Like, the only way you're going to fail is if you don't try, right? And
Absolutely.
that's the
And
truth.
don't sell yourself short. Like
Don't sell yourself short.
there's so many people who need OBMs, who need these skills. And I mean, I meet people every day who need me, and I just am like, oh, books are full, but it's
Yeah.
okay. I
Refer
mean,
them to the community. Yeah. Put it in the alumni
yeah,
group. Yeah.
I think all the time, like, yeah, I could work 40 hours a week again if I wanted
If you
to.
wanted to, but you're
I
not
don't
working 40 hours a week. How many hours a week
know,
are you working?
15 to 20.
15 to 20 hours a week. And how many hours were you working in your corporate job that was very OBM-esque, but still an employment role, and probably making more or less, are you making more now than you were making?
More. Oh, yeah. I was making half and I was working twice as much.
So you doubled your revenue or your
Doubled my
income.
income and I essentially doubled my time off.
Yeah, doubled your time off. Ooh, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Man, it's not crazy. It is beautiful and it is so possible. And I think that I just so appreciate you sharing this, because I've been on your back. I was like, when are we going to do a day in the life? Because
So,
it's just so amazing. Like, in what has it been, 2 years? Has
yeah,
it
a
been
year and a half, I
a year and a
think.
half? Like, has it already been 2 years? Feels like yesterday when I spoke with you. It really does feel like
Yeah.
yesterday. But when I look at
No,
the
and I'm
pictures of your kids, I'm
so
like, oh, they're much
grateful.
older. Everybody's getting
Oh, they are. But
kids are
honestly, like the support from the community and the other mentors and you, like I remember being scared, which seems crazy, but scared to put myself out there on calls.
right,
And because I've never been someone to really raise my hand a lot, but I
right,
also knew I'm like, I paid for this. This
right,
is what it's for.
right.
I'm gonna raise my
Let me
hand.
make
Like
the most of this.
absolutely. And I think the first couple calls I didn't do that. And once I finally took myself seriously, I
Yeah,
got so much more out of it. And I'm really glad I did.
yeah,
So if you're doing this, take it seriously from the very first day. Ask all the questions, raise your hand, put
yeah.
yourself in the
Be the
hot
squeaky
seat.
wheel. And this is
Totally.
good advice, Andrea, because we're behind the scenes people. And I always like, for a very long time, even with my own way that I behave, is like I would spend 2 hours Googling something, even if I knew I could ask somebody and have an answer in 5 minutes. It's like we don't want to disturb people. We don't want to be the one to like, like, but you have to, when you
Yeah.
are deciding that this is your next step, you have to start prioritizing what you need and your family. And I think that was just such a beautiful catalyst and transition for making the change and moving into the OBM space. And now, so what does it look like to serve the client? So you have like this wonderful work-life balance, but in the hours that you are doing the work during the week, is it like projects? Is it meetings? Like, is it metrics? Because people didn't know
It's a
I know it's different every day, and that's part of the excitement,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's a good mix of everything. I have some standing meetings with clients, which I love in teams, and I'm
Yeah.
so, so blessed with the best people to work with.
Yeah. And
And
these are your
then, yeah,
clients' teams.
absolutely. Yeah, clients' teams, not my team. For me, it's still just me, and that's
Okay,
totally
the next
okay.
iteration. Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I was kind of new, like, I don't want to build on a big team right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm working on a lot of projects and I following up with deadlines, working in Kajabi. I've been doing a lot of website builds, which was
Oh,
something
wow.
I didn't think I would do, but I think I built 6 websites in the last few months.
Wow. And where did
Um,
that just came from, pulling that rabbit up your sleeve?
I'm telling you, when I tell you I've done a little bit of everything, like this is one of those things that I realize so many people need great optimized websites. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could do that. Whether it's building a landing page in Kajabi or something in WordPress, I've been doing quite a bit of it, which really shocked me. But
Yeah.
a lot of managing teams and managing projects and launches. Like I feel like
Mhm.
All of my
They
clients are
all
launching
launch because
stuff
they have like online products and memberships.
and
They're all
events.
online entrepreneurs. So tell me about this event because we started briefly talking, and I would love for you to share this, like share a little bit without, who the client is or whatever, but that there's
Huh?
an event happening. Because I always say to our community, I'm like, being an OBM can be really exciting if you want it to be. Like I personally, I'm very, I don't know if introvert or extrovert. I don't know how I feel about those words anymore, but like I do prefer being at home. And it does
Mhm.
take a lot out of me to go to a live event. Like I have been to live events with clients before many years ago, but it takes a lot out of me. But there is that type that really does enjoy these kinds of things and facilitating this. And you have a lot of events experience from your
Yeah.
corporate job working with that big, personal coaching development coach space that you worked in for all of those years. But just to like tease those people who are like, wow, can I really like, how exciting is this? It is.
So this came out of kind of nowhere. So I have a client, she's in the health and wellness space, and she had a 12-month program on health. And we're having a live graduation here in Hawaii. And we ended up adding on a bonus module for this program about mindset because that's really the space that I come from. And she asked me one day, she's like, can you please, like, after working with me, she knew my background, but throughout so many of our conversations, as we're talking strategy, I'm also slightly coaching her and the team as
Right?
we've been doing annual meetings and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, can you please bring in some of this mindset piece because the people in this course really, really, really need it. I was like, sure. So created this bonus module. Now we're doing a live graduation in a few weeks, and then she's going to have me co-facilitate a little bit of the weekend, which is totally not what I expected my OBM career to take this like left turn, but I'm super happy to do it because
Yeah,
it's a
it's not so
language
much
that
a
I
left term. It's
speak.
like an enhancement. Yeah, it's like something
Yeah, and
really
it's so
nice.
natural to me, and I forget because I really grew up in that space of personal development and mindset. I forget that not everybody else does.
Yeah.
Um, and as I talk to people, I'm like, "Gosh, you just need to believe in yourself more." And they're like, "You have it." Like, even it's the coaching that you provided to me that I can offer to other people, and I do have a lot of that background, and I'm super excited to be partnering with her and seeing where this leads.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. And I think it really, I'll say it again, I'll say it a million times, but every OBM is so different. We come with our unique, special skill sets that make us one of a kind. And it's so interesting to see how you've evolved so quickly. You quickly became booked out, and now you have this space and opportunity to think in your personal growth journey as an entrepreneur, as an OBM, what's next?
Mhm.
Where can I go with this? And I think that that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
And to be honest, for me, now that I don't have this like weight of the stress, like first of all, I'm not working a full-time job and I have more space in my life for more creativity. I have more of these ideas about what I could do next and what does my potential look like. Whereas before, I just feel like I didn't have the brain space to even go there.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I think that
Yeah.
it's such a privilege. And you have
Mhm.
given yourself that privilege by putting in
Yeah.
the hard work and the dedication. It's so interesting too. And I think it's important to highlight the fact that it wasn't exactly the opportune time to start a business for you. Your kids were really little, you were still breastfeeding, you're up all hours of the day. It's like, I mean, I remember those days and just feeling like, is my head like, good thing my head's attached to my body because I would forget it somewhere?
Totally. I mean,
So,
I was really underwater for a long time,
yeah,
and it was not the ideal time. I did not have extra time. I had to sacrifice a lot of sleep, honestly, and
yeah,
time with friends in order to make this happen. But like I said, I really gave myself a 6-month deadline. I'm going to go through this course. I'm going to get certified and I'm going to make it happen. And there was no other option for me because
yeah.
I was just that dedicated to a big change in my life.
Oh, I love that. And a big change you made.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, is there anything else that you want to say to our listeners or viewers about your journey that maybe we've missed? Because I know that you and I could go on and
I
on
know we could
and
talk
on
forever.
and on.
The biggest thing for me that I see a lot of other OBMs maybe not do off the bat is being set really firm boundaries.
Mm,
I have found this to be so important. And like I have clients here in Hawaii, I have some on the East Coast, and they all know my work hours. They know when to contact me and when to expect a response. And I am so firm about that because I protect my time and my family's time. Like it is gold because it's priceless. And I see a lot of even other team members that I work with, like they just don't act that way. They'll answer text messages in the middle of the night. I'm like, why? I'm constantly telling people, coaching them through it. I'm like, please don't do that because
yeah.
you deserve better than that. You deserve to have boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're setting up your business, it's okay to have boundaries and set that up from the beginning because it will create this quality of life for you that you deserve.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to need to talk about that in the alumni community and do something around mindset. I have like a list here: mindset, affirmation, setting boundaries.
I
Because
love it.
I mean, it's so true. And despite the training, and I think how important it is to set boundaries and expectations, like from the dating project and onwards in any capacity. But we, unfortunately, I think a lot of us do default to people pleaser mode, and
We do.
trying to make everybody happy and not make ourselves happy. If you're going to start a business, it needs to really fulfill you in that way, especially as an OBM.
Absolutely. And you're worth it. Like we all
Yeah.
are. And I think especially as women, we put ourselves last.
Yeah.
And I just want to change that. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, and I had to start with me first. And then
Yeah.
I'm like slowly encouraging friends and coaching my clients through the same thing. Like, no, but you put yourself first. You are first on this list and everything else will happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. It's so true. One of the most, I think, yeah, it's it does, of course, on one hand, but we see it. You and I see it all the time. Like it's easy to say it. It's another thing to believe it and to do it and to own it and to hold yourself back. So when OBMs are like upset or feel miffed that their clients are messaging them at 9 o'clock at night, it's your client's right to message you whenever they want to message you. It's your choice to respond and to set that pace, period.
100%. It is your choice how you respond to a certain event that always will dictate the outcome.
Yeah. Amen.
Every single time.
Hmm.
So it's always a choice. You have a choice in everything. And you have to take ownership about what kind of life you want to live, what kind of company you want to have, what kind of clients you want to work with. It's all choice.
Yeah. And what kind of parent you want to be, what kind of human you want to be in this space.
Totally. Like you can do it with integrity. I promise you, you can.
Yeah. Andrea,
Oh,
thank you so much for this interview. For those who are wanting to work with an OBM, how can they get in touch with you?
awesome. The best place is go to my website, just andreaventim.com. So
We'll put that in the show
ANDREA.
notes. Yeah, we'll put that in the show notes.
Perfect. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram, the same at Andrea Ventim. But yeah, love to connect. See if we're a
Thank
good
you
fit.
so much for being here, Andrea.
Thank you so much for your time for having me.
Well, what I love most about Andrea's story is how honest and relatable it is. She didn't come in with a perfect plan or instant confidence. She came in with experience, integrity, and a willingness to figure it out. And that willingness is what got her the yeses, the referrals, the booked out, the clients, and the business that you are building. It's such a great reminder, Andrea's journey, that you don't need to know everything to get started. You have the skill sets. You just need to take the right step and surround yourself with an incredible community like OBM School who believe in your vision, even when you are still learning, perhaps to believe in yourself, right? Honestly. So if Andrea's story inspired you, share this episode with a fellow OBM or online service pro who needs to hear it. And don't forget to tag us at the OBM School and let us know your favorite takeaway. We'd love to hear what resonates most. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and keep saying yes to the business that's meant for you.